soon, I'm sorry, my writing sucks. They go to camp, and Tarzan watches them from the trees, and Mary decides to take a swim. And this is one of many, many Mary in peril scenes. And Tarzan saves her from these crocs. We are finally introduced to the main two villains, I would say, um, of the film, and their names are Jeff and Nick. And these guys, oh my goodness, I don't know who got on my nerves more, but yeah, they they encounter uh the person that was hunting the deer earlier, I believe, or part of that tribe. I'm not 100% sure because the locations. I feel like those two locations was different. Um, and they warn the safari about Tarzan, saying, "Don't trust this dude because he ruined our plans." So I don't know what exactly their plans was, but other than trying to kill animals. Um, and Mary soon asked Tarzan about her father since she added him to reveal his identity. And yeah, when the other people from the safari come, he leaves her. And yeah, he just immediately falls in love with her. Not joking. He's like this laughing kind of crazily, and then he just leaves her. And the soon Mary and Jeff and Nick discuss their intentions to Tarzan because they got a letter for, like, of inheritance, and it was like £10, so or £10,000, which isn't that much either, in my opinion. I don't feel like it's like a few thousand, um, to like kill Tarzan, so I don't know. My thoughts of that long freaking scene, was that this version of Tarzan falls in love with Mary too quickly. Yes, that's what I was saying. Rather than the Weismiller version, which gave them a few moments to like interact, and then we got some sort of chemistry from them. To this, I didn't get any chemistry. It's because the acting's all over the place. Um, and plus, I feel like that movie had better writing and a better director. No offense to that director. I don't know if they was super rushed to get this job done, but I also think the budget was also an issue. Um, so yeah, the next scene is the next day. We see Tarzan waiting, and we see Mary and the safari are continuing their journey to find her father. And Mary sees Tarzan, and Jeff also sees Tarzan, and he basically goes to Tarzan and tries to shoot him with his gun. Um, and yeah, Tarzan notices a lion getting ready to attack. So yes, this um Tarzan protects Jeff, and after that fight with the lion, Tarzan approaches Jeff, and Jeff shows him the letter of inheritance, and Tarzan doesn't seem interested about it because the dude doesn't doesn't know how to read yet. Um, and yeah, he leaves, and that was the end of that scene. And my thoughts was like, why does Tarzan grunt like a caveman? He really does. Like, he grunts yes or no. And I was like, why? He, he must have been with Dr. Brooks for a while, so he probably learned a few words, so I don't understand why he just can't say a simple yes or no, in my opinion, rather than grunt, if you guys understand what I'm saying, or at least learn a few words of English from him. Um, so yeah, we see Jeff is an alright villain. Yeah, he's an alright villain. He tries his best to do evil stuff, and it's just his planning just, it's not really that thought of, because he tried to kill Tarzan right away, and yeah, the plan's not doing that well. Um, the next scene is that we see the safari setting up camp as they find Mary's dad's cabin, or Dr. Brooks' cabin, and they discover it to be empty. And yeah, um, this scene has a lot of stuff in it. So they find this journal and they find a map to where he might be, which is like this cave where this tribe is and where this legendary emerald thing is at. And Nick attacks Mary first because Bob just leaves, and because he told her at first he doesn't trust them, and Nick just attacks Mary, and then Bob tries to fight, and there's like this storm happening also at the same time, and luckily Tarzan crashes in because he's been following them. So Tarzan crashes in on Mary and everybody, and yeah, he checks on Mary, but nobody else. Um, and Mary's all right. Um, and Bob wakes up and tries to fight Tarzan, but Tarzan, he just ups and leaves whenever Jeff and Nick come in, and Nick is like, "I'm sorry," and it's like, dude, no, I would have kicked him out of the safari already. Like, I'm not, but they're like, yeah, we're gonna keep him in, and Jeff and Nick discover the journal, and they go to the cabin to apologize. Mary realizes she has the map, or reveals that she has the map in her pocket because she knew that she couldn't trust them, but she still got freaking attacked. After the storm cleared, we see another villain duo. We're still on the same scene, guys. Like, this is a pretty long, drawn out scene. And we see this other villain duo that just really doesn't do much. They're like, yeah, we're gonna. they're trying to steal the map and kidnap Mary, and that was the end of that scene. So that other villain duo is like with the same person we've been seeing. Um, I don't know if they're part of the same freaking tribe or if in a different tribe, but I don't know. They, it's just like, my thoughts about the scene is that Mary, Mary in this film just introduces new characters left and right. It really does. It really does, and it doesn't help that it's a serial, and serials kind of do that sometimes. But it doesn't work as a film, in my opinion. If you're gonna have a film, you have to introduce everyone and not just be like, yeah, we're gonna bring them in for a minute and then just leave them out the film. I don't get it. But I don't know, some films do that, but not this film. Just is all over the place. And like my thoughts exactly, and this is basically the entire movie, is like, why do we have to see Mary go? How many times do we have to see Mary get into peril? Because she basically gets in trouble the entire movie almost. Like, she's always either kidnapped somewhere or she's in trouble somewhere. Like, if this was Jane in the MGM, I don't think that would happen, especially in her first movie, because I really feel like people would just really, really hate on her character. Um, Maybe it's alright once or twice she gets in trouble, but like the entire movie, why does she remind me of like, those Superman, those Superman shorts in the 1940s that are in the public domain? Yeah, her character kind of reminds me of that because Lois always gets in trouble. So yeah, she definitely reminds me of that. The next scene is that Mary was kidnapped and taken to a village, the this random freaking village, and soon Tarzan follows. There was this big fight that happened. Yeah, there was a lot of action in these scenes. Like, way more than, like, and we are just in the first half. There's a lot of action in these scenes. Um, a lot of fighting unnecessary. Um, with the villagers, and then there's like this random scene with horses that get scared of a freaking snake, and then Mary runs, and then the horses run, and she almost gets freaking trampled by horses, and then Tarzan saves her, and then if you guys are just like freaking out or being like, oh my goodness, this is a lot, because it is. And I'm not lying, you can watch this film. I think it is public domain, guys. You guys can watch this film, and whatever I'm saying, you guys just, you just, you guys will understand it if you watch the film, how crazy, how much action this movie does. Oh my goodness. And my thoughts is like, Mary feels like Lois from Superman, in my opinion. Yeah, around that time, I definitely was thinking of that because this this lady is always getting in trouble, always getting in peril. Like,